Hi everyone, Evan here at the Chronicle for Friday, March 27th, 2020, wishing I came to you in better times, where the future starts today. The Bank of Canada and federal government are now officially in full panic mode. In fact, it started before the emergency meeting this morning. It started yesterday when the federal government announced they were going to triple the amount of mortgage bonds they're going to buy. Now we go on to the Bank of Canada. They cut rates by 50 basis points down to 0.25 from 0.75. Myself, I thought in this emergency meeting they would cut to zero. Oh well. But as we know, this isn't even the start of it. They launch a commercial paper purchase program to quote-unquote alleviate short-term funding issues. More on that in a second. And by the way, this kind of goes along the lines of what they did 2 days ago, where they promised to buy provincial government treasury bills. Same sort of time frame we're talking here, 1 year or less. But while we're on commercial paper, this one line from the meeting today, straight out of Stephen Peloz's mouth, should absolutely scare the crap out of you. The commercial paper market is frozen. Let me keep it on screen. Let me repeat that again. The commercial paper market is frozen. Myself, along with a couple other people on Twitter, have been spreading around the hashtag in recent times, GFC2, Great Financial Crisis 2. If this doesn't spell out financial crisis, I don't know what does. And after these words were spoken today, if you expect a V-shaped recovery, I'm at the point where I frankly just can't help you. Okay? I'll go ahead and say that. And then, of course, to top it off, and this is really minor to be honest, $5 billion a month in government bond purchases. Now, this financial crisis, GFC2, think about this for a second. How much leverage do we have in the system now versus 2008? Answer, a whole hell of a lot more. When this is all said and done, this is going to make 2008 look like Sunday dinner. I'll repeat that phrase again. What's going to happen during GFC2 is going to make 2008 look like Sunday dinner. Mark my words on this. And for Canadian mortgages, the fact the Canadian government increased their bond buying from 50 billion to 150 billion, and believe me, that number is going to go way, way higher. Trust me on that. But for that number to go up so fast, what's the Canadian government saying? What they're telling you is the mortgages that they went ahead and bought don't exactly smell like roses. Okay? And think about this for a second. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. I guarantee you're probably not going to hear it anywhere on Twitter or anywhere on YouTube. Why did the Canadian government make such a big deal about deferring mortgage payments for up to 6 months? Now everyone thinks, oh, you can just skip a payment, everything is fine. Well, the interest in that time still has to be paid down the road. But anyways, why did the government make a big deal about that? It's a distraction. That's all it is. I mean, think about all the stories you're hearing online. Oh, I called my bank. They told me I wasn't eligible for up to 6 months. I wasn't eligible for anything. Well, think about it. The program was designed not to work from the start. It was a distraction. What the government is admitting is that Canadians are in trouble. Not all of this debt is ever going to be repaid. There's going to be a lot of write-downs, which you, the taxpayer, are now going to be on the hook for. But think about this point. The legal means a lender has to go through to process a foreclosure, to process a power of sale. Right now, everywhere is closed. They can't do it anyways. So all the government is doing is throwing this big distraction out there, hoping for a V-shaped recovery, which frankly ain't coming. Okay? I've told you many times, the virus was the trigger, but not the cause. The cause was excessive debt. Once that bubble popped, it was game over. What the government is trying to do now is to somehow put this whole thing back together when it can't be done. And all this QE that's been announced, all this government action that's been announced, people have realized now. The central bank and government put is dead. Okay? With how big this bubble was, there's no way to put the genie back in the bottle now. Okay? There's no way it's going to happen. I know, that was a ton to take in. Before we go here, I just need to make one last point. All the foreclosures and powers of sale that would have happened anyways, everyone that's been laid off, all the small businesses that have or will be forced to shut their doors, even when this virus is done, 90% of them won't come back. And the homes that are about to go into foreclosure power of sale, when this is done, 90% of them are going to go through that anyways. Okay? So for those expecting a V-shaped recovery, it's not going to happen. The bubble was so big that central banks and governments themselves, there's no way they can help you out of this one, unfortunately. Markets know it. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, follow both my accounts on Twitter. And as always, my name is Evan. This is the McChronicle, where that future starts today.